Welcome, friends of the art of Japanese prints. My name is Dieter Wanschura, but please call me just Dieter, that's much easier. I'm the manager and owner of the Artelino company. The Artelino company is a small family business located in beautiful Bavaria in southern Germany, and we sell Japanese prints in weekly online auctions. Today's video is the first of a new series that we target at beginners of Japanese prints, and therefore the title of this new series is Japanese Prints for Beginners. And this first edition is about impression quality. You will learn how to recognize the impression quality of an old Japanese woodblock print, in this case by Ando Hiroshige, and you will learn the impact of the impression quality on the value, on the price of an old Japanese print. And I will demonstrate it by showing you different copies from different sources. The series is, I said it before, by Ando Hiroshige, and it's called the Figure Tokaido, or the Jimbutsu Tokaido, or the Muraichi Tokaido. To understand the problem of impression quality, you must know how a Japanese woodblock print is made. Let me give you a short wrap-up. The design, which was made by the artist, is drawn on a wooden board. And now a carver comes into the play, and everything that shall remain unpainted must be cut away by the use of knives and other tools. Well, then comes the printer, and the board is now covered with the ink, with the paint, and the final print is produced by pressing the paper firmly against the block. For this, you use a roller or a baron. Printmakers who work in the Japanese method, they talk of a baron. In order to get multicolor prints, you have to carve one block for each color. Well, this whole process in Japanese woodblock printmaking was the result of a teamwork, while the artist made only the design. Then comes the carver, very important, and well, then the printer. And well, these two, carvers and printers, they need an incredible skill. I once read that they have to undergo an apprenticeship of partly up to 10 years. And for Japanese woodblock printmaking, there was also a fourth person involved. That was the publisher. The publisher took the financial risk, and the publisher was responsible for sales, for selling. Quality of impression is not the only factor to evaluate, to assess the value, the condition of an old Japanese print. There are overall three factors. It's the quality of colors, it's the general condition, and the impression, which is the subject of today's video. What's the quality of colors? Well, that is an evaluation how fresh the colors are. Until roughly the middle of the 19th century, no synthetical colors were used for Japanese prints, but natural colors from plants, from mineral pigments. And when you expose a print with such colors to light and to the sun, well, the colors fade out or they may oxidize. Condition is quite easy. Well, that looks, does it have spots? Is it dirty? Does it have wormholes? Does it have foxing? Are the margins trimmed? Yeah, and the third quality factor, impression. I will now show you this in the next step, taking the example from one of our prints in our current auction, and as a comparison from other copies that I found on the internet. Let me now demonstrate the problem of impression quality by showing you 3 different prints from different sources. So basically these 3 prints are the good, the bad and the ugly. Unfortunately, the ugly, that's that one, and it's the print offered by Artelino. Let me start by quoting the description that my Japanese wife Yori made for all 3 quality factors for this print. Beginning of quote: colors, excellent, very good. Quality, very good. Slight creases, slight ink specks, slight foxing on the margins, lower margin is slightly soiled. Impression, fair, later printing, probably in 1870 to 1880s. End of quote. Well, the colors, of course, are exaggerated here on this TV screen. They are not natural, but you've seen a few details that we took from the real print. Well, the colors for this print are okay. They are definitely not the problem. The quality, well, in between, you see here spots, you see some foxing here, especially on the lower margin. But the main problem is the impression quality. Let's start with the minor flaw. There you see the key line. There it's interrupted. Yeah, this is just where the key line from the block broke off. But that's not the major problem. But the major problem, look at these white gaps here. Or here, or here, or here, next to the black key line of the mountain silhouettes, or here, or here, or here along this ridge. How come? Where does it come from? Well, I explained before how woodblock print is made. Paste ink is put on it, that means liquid. And what happens to wood when it is exposed to water? It shrinks, yeah, and therefore you have these white gaps. Let's take a look at another example. It's from the Museum Art Institute of Chicago, a very renowned museum. Well, that's not the ugly. It's not very good. But here the impression quality is not the major flaw. You see here a little bit these white lines, yeah? But look, it has a bunch of spots. It has binding holes, so impression is definitely much better than the Artelino copy, but the general condition is worse compared to the Artelino copy. And now let's take a look at the good one. Well, the good one is not precisely the same design, but it's from the same series. And regarding the price, which we'll discuss afterwards, it's comparable. So more or less all designs from the series should have the same price. And it's from Toshidama Gallery. We should show that. Okay, well, thanks to the owner of Toshidama Gallery, and it's in excellent shape. The colors here are exaggerated, but take a look at the website of Toshidama Gallery and you will recognize fresh colors. Has practically none of these impression qualities. That means it is from an earlier period, from an early time when the blocks were not yet, well, let's say, degenerated. Also, condition quality, you see hardly any spots, any problems. Now, let's take a look at the prices. The Artelino copy is offered for a reserve of $100. Maybe you have some counter bidding and you must add the commission. So let's make a final price. It comes out $120 to $150. The Toshidama copy is marked as sold for 550 British pounds. That's about $610. So $120 compared to $610. Is it rip-off? No. No, this is actually a good price by Toshidama Gallery. It's realistic. Also, the reserve by Artelino is realistic. And it's a relation of 1 to 5 due to the different quality, and especially the poor impression quality of the print offered by Artelino. So this is what collectors are willing to pay, this huge difference. And this is something that you as a beginner in the field of Japanese prints has to learn. And I hope I could get that message a little bit across. Let me conclude this video with a short wrap-up about the artist and about this series, this Figure Tokaido series. Well, the artist Ando Hiroshige, famous landscape printmaker of the first half of the 19th century, you can even say the leading landscape printmaker. He was born in 1797 and died in 1858. And he was very successful with these print series about the old Tokaido, a kind of highway system in old Japan between Edo, the old capital of Japan, and Kyoto. And because this series was the first series was so successful, during his lifetime he made nearly 20 series about the Tokaido, and this one is called the Figure Tokaido because it shows people as important elements of the design. The series consists of overall 56 sheets, and it comes in this small chuban size. We showed it at the beginning, and it was published by Muraichi in 1852. I told you about the importance of the publisher for Japanese woodblock prints. This is the guy who takes the financial risk and who is responsible for selling. Well, thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching this first edition from our new series, Japanese Prints for Beginners. And have a good time, have a good week.